Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we have been rocked with another transfer story which links one of our own players to a different club. How much should we worry about it? How much should we read into it? Well, that's what we're here to discuss today. However, what has been a pretty poor transfer window so far, this is another story which gets Celtic fans on edge as we quickly approach the end of the window. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers this year, so drop down below, hit both those buttons. It's absolutely free, and I'll try my best to give you all the opinion and all the news leading into the end of this window. It's been quiet. It's been really quiet. Until now, because it seems that every player that plays for us is getting linked with a move away. This is how I want to kick off the video, just talking very briefly about the situation that we're in right now as a club, rather than the specific story we're going to talk about today. This window was meant to be about strengthening for Celtic, and instead of being linked with players and several names across the continent, instead of that, we've had our best players linked away from us, which is the exact opposite of what we needed. Now, I know we can't control that. I'm not saying that's Celtic's fault or the board's fault that our players are of interest to bigger clubs. You can't help that. So Cameron Carter-Vickers getting linked with Premier League clubs, Matt O'Reilly being linked with Atletico Madrid, Liel Abada being linked with a move away. It's not as if we can help that. You know, clubs are obviously going to be interested in top talent, and those three players specifically are considered to Celtic and us as fans top talent. We can't help the interest, but the fact that we went into this window fully expecting Celtic to strengthen in a number of areas, and we've not done that, and instead we're sitting here waiting for the deadline to come as quickly as possible so we don't lose our best players, is an absolute joke. It's not the position the club was meant to be in. We are now on January 24th. There is only a week to go in this transfer window. Celtic are yet to be linked with names in terms of bringing players in. Clubs all over Europe are doing business, and I understand, and I've said it from the start, it is a tough window to navigate in, especially for clubs the stature of Celtic, where we don't have unlimited transfer funds. We don't have the drawing factor that maybe Premier League clubs do, for example. But at the end of the day, clubs are still doing business. Rangers are doing business. We should be doing business, and we're not. And the fact that I'm now sitting here dying for the window to end so we don't lose Matt O'Reilly or Cameron Carter-Vickers or anybody like that is a bit of a joke, considering I was really looking forward to this window. I was hoping Celtic would make a number of signings, and here we are, one signing down and potentially none to go. Which I suppose takes us into the big story for today. We need to talk about it. Matt O'Reilly, there has been a bid from Atletico Madrid for the Celtic midfielder. Sky Sports News broke it this morning. Here's the headline: Matt O'Reilly, Atletico Madrid bid for Celtic midfielder. Celtic have received an offer from Atletico Madrid for midfielder Matt O'Reilly. The bid is believed to be an initial loan deal plus an obligation to buy. Girona and Inter Milan are also understood to be interested in the player. This follows on from the video we done last week where it was Girona who emerged as the favourites to sign Matt O'Reilly, or to at least make a move for Matt O'Reilly. In that same article we heard that Atletico Madrid were interested. It was just a matter of time if they would bid or not, and it appears this morning, if Sky Sports sources are correct, an official approach has been made to the club. The article goes on to say that Sky Sports News understands it's an initial loan plus an obligation to buy. Celtic have been braced for bids for the highly rated midfielder this month amid interest from the likes of Girona and Inter Milan. The Scottish Premiership club tied him up to a new bumper 4-year contract last year and therefore believe they are in a strong position. So that is the initial reports that have come out this morning. A club the size of Atletico Madrid, of course, a team who just spanked us in the Champions League group stages, a club the size of Atletico Madrid are no joke. It now just comes down to how much the board value Matt O'Reilly being at the club, how much the transfer offer is worth in total, and where both parties stand. Now, as far as we're aware, according to Brendan Rodgers and conflicting reports, Matt O'Reilly is happy to stay at the club during this window, which I hope is the case, but we can't be naive in this situation. When a club the size of Atletico Madrid comes calling, money talks. And obviously stature talks. You're talking about a side who are constantly fighting in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, a club that always has a chance in the Champions League, far more of a chance than Celtic. Been to a couple of Champions League finals in the past decade, in fact. This is a massive, massive chance for Matt O'Riley, and I wouldn't be surprised if his opinion is sort of swayed if there's money on the table. However, Celtic need to hold firm in their position, and that's that. This was September last year, right at the end of the month. Celtic announced that Matt O'Riley signed a new deal which would take him up to 2027 with the club. It was a massive 4-year deal. Remember the morning it was announced, it was huge news because we knew how good Matt O'Riley was looking at the start of the campaign, and he's looked that good throughout the entirety of the campaign. He has been by far and wide Celtic's best player this season. There's no denying that. That contract was vital, and it obviously puts Celtic in a position of power when it comes to negotiating a transfer. However, let me just get one thing clear right now. Celtic shouldn't be considering any offer. I couldn't care less if Atletico Madrid are offering £50 million for Matt O'Riley, which obviously they won't be, right? Just for talking's sake. If they were to offer Celtic £50 million to sign him in a permanent deal in the summer, there is absolutely no way that Celtic should be even considering it, because Matt O'Riley is the kind of player that decides whether or not we win the league this year. This was what Chris Sutton had to say in the matter, and I think he gets it pretty spot on. This was his tweet this morning. Celtic can't even consider selling now. O'Riley may end up going in the summer, as we know, the Celtic model, but there is a title to be won, and that's the priority right now. And it's absolutely bang on. You know, there's no justification for Matt O'Riley leaving the club. Shake his hand. Make a gentleman's agreement with him. We'll let you move on in the summer. Clubs will still be interested, undoubtedly. Might not be the same move to Atletico Madrid. Big clubs over Europe are going to be interested in Matt O'Riley, because even if he was to play 50% of the ability that he's given us this season, they're still going to want him. He's a young prospect with the ability to be one of the best midfielders in Europe, in my opinion. And clubs will still be interested. Shake his hand. Let him go. The priority for Celtic has to be Celtic, not money. But this is where the problems come in, because do you trust the Celtic board to have that mindset? Do you think that if 20-30 million pounds is on the table, that Desmond, Lawwell, Nicholson, the rest of the board are going to knock that back? Because I have a feeling they'd take it, and that's where I get a bit worried. We're in January 24th. We haven't even signed a left back. We haven't signed a striker. Those were two areas that we really had to improve in. How in God's earth would we replace Matt O'Riley in the space of a week? The guy who's been Premiership Player of the Season, not just Celtic Player of the Season, the best player in this league by a country mile. How do you replace him in a week? The Celtic board need to realise that. They need to understand that. They cannot let him leave no matter how much money's on the table. And I know some Celtic fans might go, oh, well, you can't knock back that sort of money. Yes, you can. And that's what we need to do. We need to hold firm. And listen, if he goes on to have another 6 months, or it's not 6 months, but another 4 or 5 months, as good as he's been, the value of him will go up even higher. He's still on a deal to 2027. It's not like he's going to depreciate in value. It's not like Celtic are in a rush to get rid of him. If anything, we'll be in a bigger position of power come the summer window if he keeps playing the way he has been. The Celtic board have to lay the law down. They have to tell them, no, he's not leaving in this window. And Matt O'Riley seems to be okay with that as far as we're understanding. If he's okay with it, the board should be okay with it. There is a title to win. Do not sell the player. I have accepted that Matt O'Riley won't be a Celtic player next season. There is no denying that. He will be off in the summer, which is, it's completely understandable. It's fine. He's playing a level beyond, you know, what the Scottish Premiership is, and he deserves to unleash that potential elsewhere. But we need him. This is going to be a close fought battle for this trophy this season, for this league title, for the Scottish Cup as well. And Rangers are strengthening their side, whereas Celtic aren't. So suddenly you talk about a Matt O'Riley leaving. Where does that leave us? Because he has been pivotal to what we've done this year. He's kept himself fit. He's kept himself scoring. He has been the key to all of our success this year. And losing him would be terrible for us. So we need to watch where the story goes, where it develops, but Atletico have bid, and I'm hoping the next time I log onto this channel tomorrow to give you an update, we've heard that Celtic have rejected the offer. There is nothing in the article that says about the fee. All we know is a loan deal initially that they want to complete till the end of the season, an obligation to buy, which once again doesn't even benefit Celtic because we wouldn't get our money right now. It's a hard no from me. It should be a hard no from Celtic. We must keep Matt O'Riley. Right, that does it for today then. As I said, hopefully tomorrow we hear news that Celtic have not back any offers for Matt O'Riley. If I'm coming back on this channel before the end of the window to talk about Matt O'Riley leaving the club, oh, just let's not think about it. Like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.